going to be continuing this painting that we've been working on, guys, obviously. This painting of the marina. And when we left off last time, we were doing some pretty cool things over here, I think. But maybe it might be about time to start focusing on a few things. Maybe making it a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit more colorful here and there. Alright, let's take a look at this. I think we've got something nice here. Let's look at that color. It's not bad. Let's add a little white to it. Hey Axel, how's it going? I hope that you're having an okay night tonight. What's going on? Okay. Oh man. Adding a little too much yellow to this, maybe. Maybe. No, actually, this might be fine. Let's have a look. Yeah. Just a little bit more white. Excellent. Thank you so much. I appreciate that very much. Okay. Let's put it down. Let's put it down, guys. Okay, right about, somewhere in here. Right there. Yeah. Maybe just a little bit more right here too. That's nice. Okay. Welcome everyone. Welcome. Alright, this is starting to stand out a little bit. This is kind of nice. Yeah, this is kind of nice. I think I like that a little bit better. Yeah. Maybe just a smidge more of that yellow in there. It might be real nice. Okay. That's good. Right down there. Okay. That's good. Alright, let's look for a blue. I want a blue to go along with that. Nothing too crazy, I don't think. Sometimes you need blue to liven things up. Okay. Reflect the color of the sky inside of the thing that we're painting. Oh, look at that. That doesn't look too bad at all, actually. That looks nice. Thank you, Axel, for the likes. I appreciate that. Here, let's put this right about right here. There. It's kind of the same value, but you can kind of see that there's something else going on there. Something a little violet, maybe, a little blue. Just a little something that's different. There. Makes it more visually interesting. Makes the yellow pop, too. Hello, everyone. I hope that you're all doing well tonight. Let's get a really, really light blue to go along in there. Let's have a look-see, guys. Yeah. Something really, really light. Something, just a smidge of blue. How's that? Oh, it's still a little bit too. Still a little bit. That's a little bit better. There. I think I like that. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Okay. Yeah. That might be just what we're looking for. off my brush real quick. I think we need something. This brush is getting a little dirty. Right there. Sometimes you just gotta clean it off a little bit. Okay, now I'm ready. Let's do this. We'll put a little slice of that right there. Right there, okay. And then another little slice right here. Right there. Okay. Thank you for the likes, my friends. I appreciate that very much. Okay. Let's bring it all the way over here. Let's do that. There. Maybe all the way down there. Okay. Let's bring a little bit more of that over here on the bottom end. Right there. Okay. That's nice, my friends. Okay. That's looking good. Alright. Look at the likes, guys. So very kind of you. Alright. I think what I want to do, maybe we'll just get a little bit of, I think I need to do something with the dock down here. It feels like I need to do something, but maybe we need to do something with the post too. I don't know, there's all kinds of things that we could do. A lot of different things. Okay. There. Thank you for the likes, Axel. I appreciate that. Okay. Let's maybe, let's take some of what we have here, add a little bit of alizarin crimson, I think. Yeah, maybe a little bit of yellow to go along with it, I don't know. It might be an idea. See what that looks like. It's looking okay. It's looking okay. Starting to look a little bit more lively. Seems like you can never get enough white on this. If you ever mix up a color, it just seems like you can never get enough white. Yeah. But maybe we finally have it. I don't know. Feels like there might be a little bit of different things going on here. A little bit of, yeah, let's go ahead and paint something down here. Let's make this look just a smidge more interesting. I think this is going to go to about right here, ballpark. From right about here, all the way down to like right there. Yeah. Thank you for the finger hearts. Axel, I appreciate that very much. That really touches my heart, Axel. I think what we're going to do, here is we're going to just use our flat brush and bring things out, pull it down this way. Because what we're dealing here are a bunch of, floorboards and stuff as we're looking at the dock. So using the edge of our flat brush like this could be very productive. Yeah. Thank you, Axel. I appreciate that. Well, I heart you too. All right. We're going to bring it all the way down here, I think. Right to about, I don't know. Right to out down there. Okay. Thank you, excellent. That's very kind. I hope so. Some days I wonder. Yeah. Some days you wonder, am I as talented as I think I am? I don't know. Am I as talented as I think I am? I don't know. Here, we're going to use a little bit of blue on this. Mix a little bit of violet and crimson into that. Yeah. Mostly blue, though, because I want a dark color down in here. Yeah, nice dark color. Put a little bit of yellow in that. Not too much. Just enough. Just enough. A little bit more blue. Okay. I think we just about got something here. I feel better if I had more blue in it, though. There. That's finally enough blue. Okay, see how it looks. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. Okay. Let's put it right about here. Right about. Okay. Right to about here, I think. There. I might have miscalculated on that, on one area here. But at least, we're course correcting as we go. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of times when you're painting, you just have to fix things as you're going. And scrape it out. You can paint over it. It's kind of the nice thing about painting in an opaque medium. You can do whatever you want, really. And if you just want to start a whole new picture over it, well, there's nothing wrong with that. This feels a little too, I don't know, this feels a little too violet. I feel like this needs to be really, really blue. It's not a bad color, it's just not the right color. Story of my life. There. That's a little bit more of the color that we're looking for, I think. Just a touch more white, and I think we'll have it. Okay. Alright. Somewhere down in here. Let's throw that in. There. Better. Better. Okay. Let's see. Let's take a little bright yellow at this point. Mix a little bit of blue into this. Yeah, that's actually pretty nice. Here, this is a good color. Let's see what that looks like. Oh yeah, that's gonna work for us, I think. Way down here is where we want to put that. Way down here. Okay. And we'll bring it right to about, there, I think. Yeah. grass there. Yeah, it's a nice bit of grass. Okay. Okay. Let me try something. I don't know how this is going to look, but let's try this with just a little bit of yellow. A bit of a color I want to get here. Right about there. Oh, that's not that bad. Oh, that's pretty decent, actually. Yeah. That color doesn't look bad at all. Oh, yeah. It's going to liven up our boards a little bit, I think. And thank you, Axel. You know, it takes time to make a painting like this. It really does. It's always like many hours that go into a painting. It doesn't just happen, unfortunately. Alright, maybe let's throw a little something over here. I feel like we need just something. Maybe this light color that we whipped up. Let's toss it over here. Start streaking the boards a little bit. What we need to do, I think, is extend the post. Axel, thank you so much for those roses. It's very kind of you, Axel. Stopping to smell those roses along the way. Thank you, Axel. I think we need to take that green and maybe just put a little something down in here too, to give it, I don't know, a little bit more polish, a little bit more finish maybe. Let's pretend that we're gonna go right about in here. Yeah, right about here. And then we'll extend that to about right there. And this will give us maybe a little bit more of an idea of where everything needs to go in our painting. I think so. Okay. Let's bring this all the way down here, I think. Yeah. And then maybe we'll work on that post a little, because it is feeling a little bit, oh, I don't know, a little bit dry at this point. This will give us a nice base for the greens that we're going to work on. Okay. And maybe just a little bit more right here. There. Blocking in that shape there. Blocking in that shape there. Scrubbing in paint. Making sure we have just the right look for what we want to do. And then we'll extend our post, guys, because it needs to go all the way down to the bottom of the painting. you know what? I think let's just add a little bit of cadmium yellow with some white here and see what that looks like. That's interesting. Yeah, it's an interesting color. Maybe a little bit more cadmium. Okay. Let's do something, I don't know, let's do something silly here maybe. Let's take some of this, just add it along here. Believe it or not, this is going to make our post pop a little bit. There. After we're done painting it. Then maybe we'll, I don't know, throw in a few more cadmium strokes up here. I see it blend into the green that we painted a little bit. There's nothing wrong with that. Now let's maybe focus on that post now. Alright. Let's think here for a second. I think we want to use our blue. It's going to be mostly blue with a little bit of yellow, I think, on this one. Mostly blue. Just a touch of yellow. It's really hard to get a teal color when you're using cadmium yellow and ultramarine blue, but you can do it. Boy, the paint doesn't want to make it easy for you though. It really wants to shift toward yellow-green for some reason. I don't know, I've just noticed that a little bit. Okay, look at that. That's already kind of a pretty color, isn't it? A little bit. Yeah. Let's see what that looks like when we just paint it like this. Thank you for the GGs, Axel. I really appreciate that, dude. Well, hopefully we can say GGs after we have this painted, and I hope it's going to look good. I've got my fingers crossed right now, and I'm feeling good about it. Let's make sure we can paint this straight. Okay. It's not looking bad. Alright. Make sure we paint it very straight. That's why we're using a flat brush. Flat brush does make it easier to get those edges. Okay. Okay, we're already in business here. No pressure. There you go, Axel. I'm a little bit out of practice, but painting is like a little bit riding a bike. You never really forget how to do it, you know? Not really. And honestly, if anyone ever wants to start painting, it's fairly simple to get started. You just want to hone your focus in on just a select few colors so you can figure out how to paint. Because if you try painting with too many colors at once, it makes things way, way, way harder, and that's no good. You want to try to make painting as easy as possible. It's too hard to learn if you're using lots and lots of colors. You should just pick a handful when you do it. Here, I don't know, this color that we've whipped up with ultramarine and yellow, I feel like it was a pretty good shadow color. I might use a little bit more ultramarine on this on the other side, I think, because this is a cylinder, right? It's a cylinder. So down the other side, there's going to be another shadow going. We want to try to capture that. We want to try to. What I might do is try some dots, some pointillist technique of pure color on one side. Okay, here we have the ultramarine. This is mostly ultramarine on this other side. It's looking like a very, oh yeah, that's a really rich color, isn't it? Oh, that's very nice. Okay. Sometimes colors surprise you. You know, the more I work with these colors, the more they just continually lay down surprise after surprise. I am never disappointed by them. Never disappointed by the colors, only by my technique. Isn't that the truth? Says every artist ever. Yeah. Well, you know, that's why you practice. Because practice. Thank you for the finger hearts, Axel. It's very kind of you. It looks like you just became a title gifter on those finger hearts. I appreciate that, Axel, because you just touched my heart. Okay. A little bit of that cadmium color is getting into what we're doing over here. That's okay. It's okay. We're actually going to do a little something with that in a second. I think what I'm going to do, we're going to add a little bit of white to what we're doing over there. Let's see how this looks. Ooh, I don't know. We're working with a tough set of colors over here. Here, let's see what this looks like when we start painting it. Let's add a little bit more white to that. Just feel like it's a little too dark for our own good. This might be better. Actually, that is a little bit better. That's a little bit nicer. Oh, thank you, Axel. I appreciate that very much. Okay. I feel like we may have gotten this a little too green last time. I've been trying to decide how I want to tackle this picture. Sometimes it's hard to decide. And maybe it's for the best that we don't bite off more than we could chew, so to speak. Okay. Nah, I don't know about biting off more than we could chew. Here, let's try something. Let's see how this looks when we do a little bit of a wipe up, so to speak, and how that might look. Huh. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. I was wondering if that was going to work. You learn things, guys. Yeah, you learn things sometimes. Okay. All right. Now maybe just a little bit more ultramarine and a smidge of yellow. I hope we're not getting too adventurous at this point, because this is going to be a lot more of a lighter color. Thank you for the finger heart, Axel. Once again, you have touched my heart so much. Is that light enough? I'm not sure that's light enough. Let's make it lighter. Because we can do that. We can do that. Okay, now let's see how this looks up against this. I don't know, let's just see how it feels. Let's see how it feels, see how it looks. Okay. That might actually kind of work. Here, let's try it again. Let's try that. Yeah. Might be on to something, guys. What do we want here? Maybe just a little bit of that on the side, right there, or on that edge. There, that's fine. Excuse me. Maybe we should try to put a little something over to the side here. Maybe. Just to outline some of what the boat is, what's going on with this boat. There's also some stuff we could do down here. I'm going to think of it, maybe we should focus on that spot first because we already have a color here that can work for us. I'll just put a little bit of blue in this. And that'll help us do this real fast. Down here, this little color right there. Yeah. We got something that'll work nicely. Alright, let's see what it looks like. It doesn't look too bad. Nah, that's fine. Right there. It's a very... Well, sometimes things are easier than you think. Excellent, thank you for those roses. It's always good to stop and smell the roses with you, Axel. Axel lighting up the roses on the gift gallery. I appreciate that very much, Axel. Thank you. I hope I didn't mess up this blue too much. I hope not. Here. Wait. No, we didn't mess it up. We didn't mess up anything. This tube of paint is kind of getting in the way, though. So let's move that very briefly. And put this right here. There's going to be kind of a dark color in here. Oh, man. Some of our wet color is kind of getting in the way. Thank you for the likes, Axel. I appreciate that. Okay. How are we doing, guys? Actually, this painting is already looking a little bit more interesting than it was. I wasn't super sure about it, but I'm feeling a lot better about this than I was, I think. It's kind of amazing what a few quick strokes can do for you. Sometimes you just gotta put those colors in there and see where the chips fall. Sometimes it can surprise you. Sometimes things really do. Alright, let's focus on more of a blue color for like right in here. Because we need something. It's feeling a little bit, I don't know, being a little bit bare, maybe. Is that the right word? I don't know. I think I'm going to put a little yellow in this color. Then we're going to lighten it up. There we go. William, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that very much. Okay, let's see how this looks. That might be almost the color that we're looking for. This color that we're looking at might be more blue than I think it is. Might have to just go forth and use more blue than I think we have to. This feels a little dark though. I don't know, let's try something. Let's try getting a light blue color in there. Okay. Yeah, right in there. Let's see how this looks, guys. Okay. That's not so bad. Nah, that's not so bad. Okay. Excuse me. I think the color is going to get... This this is about the right color. I think it's going to get more and more yellow as we go down, though. So as we go down, the yellow is going to be mostly the same. Well, the same sort of color. And I think that this is going to get lighter over to the right. Yeah, that's how it's going to go. That's how it's going to go, guys. Here, let's take a little bit of what we've done here. Maybe just a little touch of glycerin crimson in there. Maybe 2 touches. See, that's much too yellow. That's far, far too yellow. Yeah, we might be at the end of our tether on that one. I feel like I need more space on my palette. Oh, that happens sometimes. It's okay. We can concentrate on a little something down here. Here. Let's throw this down here. Just because we can. And we can do it again. Now, is there anything else we can do with this post? Oh, I don't know. I think what we should probably do is just scrape the palette off. It's a bold move, but we're going to see how it pays off. Scrape the palette off. Sometimes you have to do that, guys. Just scrape the palette. Clear it. Because things are getting a little busy on there. Okay. Alright. Now, maybe we can get a little bit something going for our yellow color now. Because my palette is way clearer than it was. Thankfully. Oh, our work is never really done, is it? Oh, maybe not. But we can get as close as we can. Okay. I have this yellow now. I'm mixing some white into it. Okay. Got kind of a neon-ish yellow going on here. A little bit. A little bit. Okay, let's see what this looks like. This is looking very, very, I guess the word would be electric, maybe. I'm going to mix a little bit of blue into that, just to see what it looks like. So this is the lightest of yellowish greens, the very lightest of yellowish greens. Alright. Let's throw this in, see how it looks, right here. Let's throw this in, see how it looks, right here. That's too dark, too dark. Too dark. Too dark. We must have some paint left over from one of our other strokes earlier. It's okay, because we can paint over it like that. Okay. Now. There. Sometimes things just have a different look in context. Maybe this is one of those times. Colors have a certain way of vibrating against each other in ways that you least expect. This is interesting. Very, very interesting. I think we may use a little bit of yellow with white, just pure yellow with white. Try to get it around the same color as the sign and just mosaic it in there. And I think that'll make this color vibrate a little bit more. Thank you for the finger hearts again, Axel. Once again, you have touched my heart, as you always do. Okay. This looks like a very similar color, I think, what I've just whipped up. Very quick, very dirty. I'm gonna add a little bit more cadmium yellow in there. That doesn't look bad at all. Yeah, we'll use some of that, along with what we've already done. Okay. Curiouser, curiouser. There. Let's see. How much further can we take this? Well, we could use a dark to outline the edge of it. We could. Some of these things. Some of these things are a lot. Making some odd choices here. Okay. We're okay. We're okay. Now let's talk about what's going on over here with this ship. I said I was going to paint this a lighter color. And I think that I am. Right here. Let's see what this looks like when we get it very, very light. Very, very light. Sometimes what you have to do is just take whatever color you're working with and then just, in order to get the right feel, to get the right color. Alright. I think we might be, feels like we're still somewhere outside the ballpark. I'm having a hard time capturing this color the way I want to. Might have it. Maybe we have it. Maybe. Let's see what that looks like. This isn't bad. This isn't bad. This isn't bad. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Okay, that's better. Yeah, that's more like it, my friends. All right. Not sure where this color up here came from, but feels kind of a shame to cover it up. Well. Thank you, Axel. I appreciate that. Thank you, Axel. I appreciate that. Oh, I have all kinds of videos about, on one of my channels, about painting like this. It's been a while since I've painted. It can be, sometimes it feels like I'm relearning things again. It can be, sometimes it feels like I'm relearning things again. At the same time, it feels like I still remember how to do it. It's a weird. I played guitar for a long time, but then you start playing it again, and well, suddenly it all comes back to you, doesn't it? Yeah, I suppose it does. It all comes back to you, doesn't it? Yeah, I suppose it does. Here, let's take some of our blue. I gotta do some more with the post over here. Yeah. I don't know why I'm even looking at that. That's not it. It's nowhere near green enough. And this needs to be much. I don't know why I'm even looking at that. That's not it. It's nowhere near green enough. And this needs to be much more green. Okay. Thank you for the finger hearts, Axel. I appreciate that. It's very kind of you. You really touched my heart as always, Axel. Alright. Let me think here. I'll tell you what we'll do. Yeah. I think we need, well, we probably just need to use a little bit more of a pure color for that. I think we need, well, we probably just need to use a little bit more of a pure color for that post, because we've been using something that's a little grayed down. But also we need some alizarin crimson, I think. That's kind of going in the shadow area a little bit. It feels a little bare. This is too... a lot of decisions you have to make along the way, my friends. Yeah. Okay. This is a good dark color that we can use right here. Yeah, it's also a dark color, more of a mid-tone color, I guess. But still, the cinnamon is the same. Let's not stop quite yet. We got something else we gotta do up here. This is kind of a top to this cylinder. We have to recognize that we have to paint in. I feel like I need to do some more work on this, and I probably do. Probably do. A little bit better. A little bit better. Maybe let's take some of this and just sprinkle it on the edge, right up in here, right up there, and then maybe over here too. Looking more interesting by the moment. mix for this color down here, and it feels like we need a teal of some sort. I'm using an awful lot of teal today. A lot of muted teals that are going into this. But there's nothing wrong with that. It's just how it is, you know. It's just a teal kind of day, guys. One of those days. Alright, I think we have the color we need. I think we have it. Yeah. Now let's paint it in down here. Right about down here. All the way to about here. Right about there. Okay. Depending on me and all that, but we'll get it the best we can. Realizing that maybe we want to extend, maybe we want to extend the grass over here a little bit. And let's just get this as straight as we can. Straight as we can. And think about what's next after we do that. Okay. I think we're finding it. Yeah, we're finding it. Finding it bit by bit. Okay. Now right about there is where that angle is going to end. Okay. This teal color is starting to look a little bit more, I guess, vibrant next to everything else, isn't it? Feels that way. Okay. Okay. On my live stream, it says they detected inactivity. Never mind that. I'm actively painting this down here. Oh, people must be trolling. What else is new? What else is new, TikTok? Okay. We're blocking in some nice shapes here. I can't be mad about anything. No, not in the slightest. Because it feels like we're getting things done. Buffering going on. Oh well. Oh well. Suppose it is what it is. It is what it is. Let's see, what can we do with this ultramarine? I'm mixing ultramarine with a little white right now. Seeing what this is going to look like. Hopefully this will make a nice vibrant color for us. That's about the color we're looking for right now. I'm just going to put that right in there. Yeah, right about there. Okay. And that color is kind of just going to follow all the way down right to here. So this probably isn't going to translate super well to what we want, but we can always go back in later and detail it again ultramarine here. And this will create a nice little shadow area for us. There. Just a little something. Okay. And a little shadow area down here. Right there. And right up in there. Okay. Alright. Let's scrape off the paint again, guys. And let's mix up our colors. Because we've got a whole lot of paint. Ooh, we've got a lot of paint in our palette right now. Seems like we just keep running into more and more, don't we? Yeah, that mud pile just keeps getting larger and larger. But that mud does help us mix some nice neutrals from time to time. Just cleaning off my tools, my friends. Alright. This may be a good place to put a pin in our painting for right now. But we'll continue it again another day, guys. I want to thank everyone for spending their time with me, as always. Thank you for the tiny, tiny Axel. I really appreciate that. I wish we had little Haggis in here, but I put him aside so that he wouldn't get any paint on him. But he appreciates it, and I can hear him roaring from the other room for our donut. He's a little hungry as always. Starving, you might say. Insatiable, absolutely. Hope to see you all again soon, my friends. Thank you for being here with me. And I will catch you all again later. You have a good night, guys. And I think we'll post this to my YouTube channel, Soulkeeper's Art Studio, if you want to see it again. Till then, good night, sweet dreams. And I'll be back with you later, everyone.